Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So in this video, I will discuss to you the top 8 things that you should consider before getting a Canadian SIM. So if you're interested in this topic, please continue watching. So before anything else, let me just thank the sponsor for today's video, Canadian SIM, powered by Fido. So let's now go to the top 8 things that you should consider before getting a Canadian SIM. First and foremost, very important sa atin is yung data. So how much data is included in that Canadian SIM? In Canada, maraming plans are being offered. Pwede kayong prepaid, pwede kayong postpaid, meron ding mga limited data or unlimited data. But of course, the amount of data that you would need in getting a Canadian SIM is dapat match yun sa daily use nyo. Otherwise, mahihirapan kayo to do your everyday activities online kung limited yung data na meron sa SIM ninyo. So, it's good thing that in this Canadian SIM powered by Fido, they have an upgraded data na. So, from 10 gigabytes, it's now 20 gigabytes of data per month. That's more than enough na guys para sa mga taong who just need to access their applications online outside or even do their online classes outside and then use Facebook, YouTube without being connected to the Wi-Fi. So personally, we did not need an unlimited data in our SIM plan dahil 20 gigabytes is more than enough na. Actually, in the past few months that we have been staying here in Canada, we just consume like 3, 4, 5 or so na data a month. So the 20 gigabyte data being offered by Canadian SIM powered by Fido is more than enough for users like us. So, and then we should also consider before we get a Canadian SIM, the features of that SIM plan. You should consider ano ba yung reach ng calls that can be made by your SIM plan. Can it call the landline or just the mobile? And then, can you receive calls from anywhere in the world? Consider also if you can text within Canada lang or even internationally. So, good thing in this Canadian SIM powered by Fido, you can do the 3 things I've mentioned in unlimited way. So, under this Canadian SIM powered by Fido, you can do unlimited Canada-wide calls whether through mobile or landline, and then you can receive unlimited incoming calls from anywhere in the world. And finally, the good thing is that you can make unlimited local and international text. So, hindi ka na mag-worry if you would want to text someone sa Philippines from here in Canada. So, that is included in the plan offered by Fido. So another thing that you should consider is the activation fee. Usually here in Canada, if you would be availing a SIM plan, there is what we call the activation fee. So activation fee usually costs $25 to $50 in order for your SIM to get activated. But the good thing here is that in the Canadian SIM powered by Fido, that activation fee is automatically waived under their exclusive offer. And in fact, your SIM will already get activated just right before you arrive in Canada. Next thing that you should consider before getting a Canadian SIM is the lock-up period. Usually, there can be SIM plans na dapat you will be in contract for like 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years or so, depending on your contract. So, that's what we call the lock-up period. But in this Canadian SIM powered by Fido, they have no lock-up plan. Meaning, if you would want later on to switch carriers or if you would want to cancel this plan, you can do so without being afraid of any penalties. So, next thing that you should consider before getting a Canadian SIM is that will it build your credit score? So, note guys that in getting a SIM, there can be a prepaid or postpaid plan. So, for those who are newcomers here in Canada, it is very essential for us to build our credit score. So, ano ba yung credit score? Ito yung ina-assess ng mga banks or other lenders na magpapahiram sa atin ng pera later on kapag mag-decide na tayo kumuha ng cars or bahay under mortgage. So, dapat maganda yung credit score or credit standing natin. Otherwise, magiging mataas yung interest rate na ibibigay sa atin. So, hindi natin gugustuhin, right, na maging mataas yung interest rate. So, dapat, una pa lang, maganda na yung credit score or credit standing natin. And note, guys, na you will not be able to build a credit score if you will be getting a prepaid SIM. So, it is recommended if you would want to build a credit score to get a postpaid plan. And dito sa exclusive offer ng Canadian SIM powered by Fido, so it would allow you already to build your credit score upon landing here in Canada because your plan or your SIM will already get activated just before you arrive here in Canada. So the next thing that you should consider before getting a Canadian SIM is the accessibility. Meaning, can you get it in Canada lang or can you get that SIM while still in the Philippines? So the good thing here is that the Canadian SIM powered by Fido, this exclusive offer is available in the Philippines. Meaning, kahit nasa Pilipinas ka pa lang and papunta ka pa lang sa Canada, you can get already this Canadian SIM. It's a good thing already na mabawasan yung mga gagawin nyo here in Canada dahil totoo talaga na once you arrive here in Canada, marami kayong documents na aasikasuhin. And sa pag-aasikaso ng mga documents na yon, you would be needing a Canadian SIM number. Usually, kailangan ng mobile number which is already a Canadian number. So, how can you get a Canadian SIM while still being in the Philippines? So, with the exclusive offer ng Canadian SIM powered by Fido, you can get it in two ways. So, the first one is by registering in the link below. So, just fill up the necessary details here and within 24 hours, the Fido team will contact you, either Ian or Jasmine, and then they will explain to you the terms and conditions of this exclusive offer. And then afterwards, you will be able to get your Canadian SIM while still being in the Philippines within 7 days upon your agreement. And another way para makakuha kayo ng Canadian SIM while still being in the Philippines is by visiting the VFS Global. Usually pinupuntahan natin yung VS Global in Makati kapag magpapa-biometrics tayo or magpapa-passport stamping tayo if we prefer to do that personally. So, instead of having courier that through LBC. So, kung pupunta tayo ng VFS and makareceive tayo ng free Canadian SIM powered by Fido, you can activate that SIM by registering also in the link provided below. Kindly take note, guys, that even if you receive your Canadian SIM weeks before flying here in Canada, hindi pa yan magiging activated. So, the agent from Fido will explain to you na it will get activated only just right before you land in Canada. So, that's why it is also important for you to communicate kailan ba yung tentative or yung prospect date nyo na maglaland kayo ng Canada. And lastly, a very important thing that we should consider before getting a Canadian SIM is the monthly plan. So, magkano ba yung magiging monthly bill natin from using this Canadian SIM? With all the features that they have mentioned, that will cost you only $40 a month. So personally, guys, that's a very good deal knowing that they have already an upgraded offer. So from 10 gigabytes data per month, naging 20 gigabytes data per month na siya, and still they retain the price sa $40 a month. So guys, if you would want to consider this exclusive offer, you can register in the link provided below. So that's all for now, guys. I hope you like this video. So if you have not yet subscribed in our channel, please do subscribe and also click the notification button in order for you to get notified of our future uploads. So thank you, guys, and God bless.